Everyone chant with great affection for the Holy Name. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Everyone again. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. And again, everyone, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Nitai Gaura Hare Ra, Hare Ra, Hare Ra, Nitai Gaura Hare Ra. Nitai Gaura Hare Ra, Hare Ra, Hare Ra, Gaura Hare Ra, Nitai Gaura Hare Ra. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Jai Gaura Hare Ra, Hare Ra, Hare Ra, Jai Gaura Hare Ra. Jai Gaura Hare Ra, Hare Ra, Hare Ra, Jai Gaura Hare Ra. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Namaste Saraswati Devi Guru Mani Pacharane Nivasesha Sanyavadi Praskati Deshatarane. Om Agyanatimilandasya Janajana Salakaya Chaksis Militan Zaina Tasmai Sri Gurave Nama Sri Chaitanya Manavishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Saha Pandantikam Vansakalpatu Vischa Kripa Sindhu Vaibhacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Once I was visiting a very dear friend of mine, devotee friend, in the hospital in Bombay, in Bhaktivedanta Hospital. And staying in the room across in the hospital was Jamuna Mataji. And she was speaking, she was talking, she's very special devotee. So blessed by Srila Prabhupada and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and her deities. such service done, and very strong devotee. So she was telling me about the kirtans that they do in the yoga studios, and she wasn't very much appreciative of them. And she explained why. And in the yoga studios, they chant, which is wonderful. One has to say it's wonderful. Akama sarva kamavam, moksha kama dadadi. But there's a difference between the kirtan done there and the kirtan done amongst devotees. Because amongst devotees, the chanting is for the pleasure of Krishna. And otherwise, it's something quite different. So there's really a difference in the mentality. And then I read in the book that she wrote, well, she was writing, and then she passed from this world, and her friend, dear friend, Jagattarini Mataji, completed it. It was explained that when she was living in the Sharanagati farm in British Columbia in Canada, she was teaching the young girls, who were probably early teenagers, how to cook, because she was such an expert cook. She was a world-acclaimed cookbook author. And she was teaching them how to cook. But she would bring them all into the kitchen, and then she would explain the kind of things to them that Srila Prabhupada personally explained to her about cooking. And they never actually cooked anything. Not that Prabhupada didn't cook anything, but what she talked about and continuously explained to them is the proper mood and the proper standards done of cleanliness, but it was mostly about the internal mood of cooking for Krishna and for the deities. So it's also like that in kirtan. Now, what is the proper mood? Now, I'd like to play now something that I think almost everyone will be able to see it. It's just a little short segment of Prabhupada speaking, and you'll be able to hear and read it at the same time. What's the first one? Is the title?
Meekness.
What's the second one's title?
Pray to Krishna for strength.
Okay, play the second one, because we should always do the second one before the first one when you want to hear the second one before you want to hear the first one. Okay. It's a general rule. (1968). Now we're going to have to adjust the sound quickly. We'll see how it is. Talking about yoga processes. Maybe we can, it's coming out of the
Projector.
Is it can?
He has to change.
Okay. We can start it all over again. We can actually start. What's the name of the first one? What's the name of the second one? Let's do the second one first, because one should always do the second one first if it's the one you want to hear before the first one. Okay, we just rewound it and we began again. Okay, now for a third time. So Prabhupada had been speaking on the morning walk of the value of the different the yam and niyam of the yoga practices. Now, the yam and niyams of the yoga practices are basically they're basically to put the consciousness, the person, in the mode of goodness. They're very moral, they're wonderful actually. And then the rest of the yoga practices are to get the body healthy and then control the breath and control the mind. So Prabhupada, he's going to say something about the yoga processes, that they're very good, but they're not really going to help us move forward in our spiritual life. How are we doing, Sri Chaitanya? Dire. Okay, I get the idea. Toda bad mein. Okay. Anyone have any questions? Yes, you have a question. I saw you raised your hand. Yeah, you raised your hand. Yes, you did. I saw. Oh, you were just putting your coat on. Okay. Anyone have any questions? Okay, we are almost ready. Now, please listen to Prabhupada's words. Even though they were spoken in 1968, they are very relevant for us right now.
They are very valuable, but it is not possible to follow them all in the present day, because everything is reduced. So our method is to pray to Krishna to give us the necessary strength. That's all. Otherwise, by regular practice, this is very difficult, unfavorable. First thing in memory is very short. You cannot remember. Life is very short. Life is short, at the same time, so much disturbed by anxiety, by disease, by natural disturbances. Short life, that is also disturbed by disease and lamentation. Every moment there is something for which you have to lament. And disease, his body is the breeding ground of all kinds of disease. Life is short and it is so much disturbed. So how is it possible to practice? Therefore, this one practice, chanting Hare Krishna and hearing, that is very nice. And praying to Krishna, please give me strength. Pray, oh energy of Krishna, oh Krishna, I am fallen, I have no strength, please accept me. That's all. I have no qualification. I am frail, I am trying, but I am failing. All these appeals to me. Krishna is all powerful. He can do anything. Even we do not perform. Trying our best, if we fail, Krishna will help us. Just like a child tries his best, but he falls down. The mother takes up and asks, come on, what? Like that.
Anytime. I have no strength. praying to Krishna. I don't have the ability. So many distractions of the mind, body, natural disturbances, things out of our control. And yet here I am trying to chant your names. So, O Krishna, O Hare means O Srimati Radharani. O Krishna, please help me. Please allow me to serve you. Please accept me as your servant. Accept me in your service. Let my chanting at this time of your names be my service. This is bhakti. So let my consciousness be absorbed in this attempt to serve you through the holy names, through chanting your names, and please accept them as my offering. Because unless you're kind to me, unless you're merciful to me, what hope do I have? So if anyone thinks they're independently strong enough, then they should be patient in life and see what happens next. Because in Kali Yuga especially, everyone is manda samanda matayo manda abhagya upadrutaha, anxiety all the time. I don't mean to give all you bad dreams tonight, but chant in this mood is something called Chestarupa, described by Srila Rupa Goswami in Bhaktivedanta Sindhu, Nectar Devotion, and Bhavarupa. So when we do an activity, there is the activity itself, that's the chesta, and then also there's the bhava, the mood that the activity is done in. We tend to emphasize just the chesta, the activity, but we want to get the mood right. We can't even get the mood right, so we need to see how successful we are by our own strength, and then pray to Krishna to help us. Okay, let us try to chant Krishna's holy names now. Some holy names on our beads. Try your best, and Prabhupada even said that in that very short segment, try your best. So offer your sankalpa and try to become determined for this short time, and understand this time is it is in fact very rare when so many devotees are just sitting here, and actually speaking, we have nothing else to do. Nothing else to do, nothing pressing to do, except try to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra by hearing the sound vibration, by focusing, and trying to humbly request, O Lord, O energy of the Lord, as Prabhupada said, O Srimati Radharani, O Krishna, please allow me to serve you. This is the greatest honor to be accepted in Krishna's service, and the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna. So let us see if we can just move towards that mood as we chant. So offer your prayers, Guru, Vaishnavas, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Gauratai, Taya Pancha Tattva, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Sri Vatsari, Hari Gaur, Bhaktivedanta, and then to Krishna. So, and then after you offer your prayers, just begin chanting. If you can chant one Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and hear it, chant in the proper mood, or just even hear the mantra, you're so fortunate. Try your best. If you can hear one Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, you are so fortunate. Try your best. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. your best, please. Please try your best. If you can chant one Hare Krishna mantra, hear it. You're so fortunate. Just try your best. Keep focused. Be determined. Be determined to what? Try your best. Understand this time is a very rare time. You have nothing else to do except to be with Krishna in the form of His holy names. So touch Krishna in the form of His holy names with your consciousness by hearing in a humble mood. Maintain focus of determination in trying your best. The greatest fortune is to be accepted into the service of the Supreme Lord. Gently, gently touch your consciousness with the sound vibration by hearing. In that way you are touching Krishna. You have nothing else to do except try your best to be with Krishna in the form of His holy names. If you can hear one Hare Krishna mantra from Hari, you're very fortunate. Just try your best. Be determined. It's natural if your mind happens to wander. Just be determined to bring it back. Try your best. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Keep focused, keep determined to try your best. And if you can hear one Hare Krishna mantra, beginning with Hare, you are so fortunate. And please accept that you have nothing else to do now except be with Krishna in the form of his holy names. And if your mind gets distracted and you think of other thoughts, don't worry about it. It's natural. It's okay. Just the next time you hear Hare Krishna, just try to hear Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Try your best. Keep determined to try your best. Please try your best. Keep determined. It is a rare opportunity that we have. We have nothing else to do except be with Krishna in the form of His holy names. And if you can hear one Hare Krishna mantra, you are so fortunate. So please try your best. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Okay, why don't we just stop for a moment? I'd like to hear. Anyone like to say how they were doing in this afternoon session? Just raise your hand if you'd like to say how you did just now. Would anyone like to say? Yes. Prabhu.
With this session,
A little bit louder, if you can.
with this session, I think when we added the mood, that our position, and when we chant, I think it takes you to the next level where you're actually in a playful mood. And
how did you do in your chanting?
I feel very good.
Were you able to hear a mantra?
Yes.
Very nice. Thank you. What is your name? Chandaneshwar. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Anyone else like to say how their chanting was just now? Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. How are you today?
Absolutely.
You're supposed to say fine, thank you, and you? No. I think we heard something from Prabhupada. How was your chanting just then?
I am feeling very emotional right now because last couple of months I've been struggling a lot with my chanting.
What do you mean?
I want to take you home with me to motivate me every day.
Is that why you're sitting next to Mataji? She probably won't mind.
I'm eternally grateful, Prabhuji, for your motivation today because I couldn't complete 16 rounds for a very long time and I've done that today because of you.
Okay. Hare Krishna. So what will you do tomorrow?
Again, I'll remember you and start my rounds and with the same mood that you created right now.
Try your best.
I will.
And if you can hear one Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you're very fortunate. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, Paul.
Hare Krishna Maharaji.
Hare Krishna.
My mind was going here and there all the time, but when I hear chanting of other devotees, I realize that I have to chant with my mind as well, so it helps. Other devotees chanting, that helps me a lot.
Thank you. What's your name?
Nitesh.
Nitesh. Hare Krishna. Thank you. That's such an interesting concept. I have to chant with my mind as well. In other words, we tend to do things just with our bodies and chanting with perhaps just our tongue. But when we add the mind, then we have to think of what is the mind's role in the chanting. So one is just to hear. And is that different from chanting with humility? And the answer is no. Or is it different from chanting with love? No, because the essential part or the foundational part is to hear. If you're chanting with love, if you chant with humility, with full sincerity, then you'll also hear. So we yes, engage our mind also. Because if we don't engage our mind, well, we all probably know what will happen. The mind will wander all over the universe. And where it ends up, no one knows. And then, if we don't engage our mind, then we won't feel the deep satisfaction that we heard that the Hare Krishna Mahamantra will award us. And so we have to engage the mind, either hearing, and the basic concept is to hear, and from that everything else will come. On one morning walk, someone asked Prabhupada, what should you do with your mind when you're chanting? And Prabhupada said, you don't have to do anything, just hear. Easier said than done. But it's so much easier when there's a need, a desire, I want to serve. But look at the way my mind is jumping all over the universe. Unless you help me, dear Lord, what hope do I have? And what to speak of chanting with love? And then the full potency of the holy name will manifest if we can do that. But at least it's at least we should try to hear, and from that everything else will spring. But we should know that, as Nitesh Prabhu said, we engage our mind. That's very good. What to speak of, engage our full heart in love in the chanting. In loving service. Love means service. In India, if you ask someone what is your service, you're asking them what their job is. But that's not what we mean when we say service. Seva is different. Seva means your devotional offering. And that's also what we want to do with the chanting, a devotional offering. I'm offering my tongue, my lips, my voice, and my mind. And let me chant your holy names. Because you are there. And this is true up to the point of the Braja Gopikas in Vrindavan. They're always chanting Krishna's holy names. Mother Yashoda is always chanting Krishna's holy names. Everyone in Braj is Krishna, everything it's about Krishna. They're saying Krishna did this and Krishna did that. And what do you think of when you hear the rain? What do you think of?
Not Krishna.
Huh?
Not Krishna.
Why?
Bodily obsessed.
Say that again?
Bodily conscious.
Okay, but at least for the moment, you can think of rain means Krishna. I mean, the rain is quite miraculous. After all that water is sort of hanging up in the sky. Now, that's not easy to accomplish. And then it comes down. Sometimes when you want it, sometimes when you don't want it. And as Prabhupada said at 26 Avenue, when it was raining one day, he said, the rain is the tears of the gopis crying for Krishna. And Prabhupada used to call the young girls who were there at 26 Avenue, he used to call them gopis. In his grandfatherly mood, practically speaking. Thank you. Anyone else would like to say how that chanting was? If anyone can remember that far back. How was your chanting? Anyone like to say? Did you just raise your hand, Mataji? Now you raised two hands. So obviously you want to say, how was your chanting?
It was good. Like, instead of mechanically chanting, I listened to the instruction. Here, at least if you hear one word, one mantra, it is divine, it is good, it makes a lot of difference. And now and then I said that I'm fallen, please accept and give me the strength, the wordings that came from the morning talk. It helped me. Thank you.
Thank Prabhupada. It's the mantra is very powerful. Mahaprabhu used to just wander everywhere and chanting and chanting and chanting with the devotees, with Nityananda Prabhu, with Dvaita Prabhu. And tomorrow, I won't tell you today, but Nityananda Prabhu had a preaching strategy. Do you know what it is? Do you know? Well, I'm not going to tell you today. Okay. Now, even by this little talk that we just had about the chanting, it distracts the mind from beginning again the chanting. So we really have to set our mind again what we're going to do. We're going to try to chant not only with our tongue and our body, but engage the mind also. Try your best. And not only engage the mind in trying your best, but understand that your best is necessary, but it's not sufficient maybe. And that's called humility, when you turn to Krishna and say, please, please, my dear Lord, I am trying my best, but without your strength, without your mercy, without your kindness, how will I be able to come to you? How will I be able to serve you? Because one has to be pure to serve the pure. And I know, and you know, others may not know, but you know what my condition is. And I know. So therefore I'm depending upon you and your kindness, your mercy. Please allow me to serve you. Let me chant your holy... I can't even chant your holy names properly without your mercy. So we bring a little bit of that. A little bit. So try your best. So offer some prayers and fix your mind. It's so important to become clear in your mind what the next segment of time is going to be dedicated and what your role in it is and what your hope in it is. So get that clear and then pray for mercy and then begin. Pray to your lords, to your Guru Maharaj, to the Vaishnavas, to Srila Prabhupada, the Panchatattva, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara Saripur, and then to the holy names, to Srimati Radharani, to Krishna, and then begin. If you can hear one Hare Krishna mantra, if you can chant one Hare Krishna mantra in the proper mood, you're so successful. Try your best. Try your best. Be determined to try your best. Right now. might not forget that. There's a 6, 5, here the Hare Krishna Mataji. Can you try your best? Even 60% is bad. So sit down and try. Try your best. If you can hear one Hare Krishna mantra, you can chant by hearing, with humility, by calling out, with devotion, by desire to serve. You are so fortunate. One Hare Krishna mantra. Try your best. Try your best. You're all doing so well. If you can hear one Hare Krishna mantra chanted in the proper mood, you're so fortunate. Try your best. This is such a rare opportunity we have. So please use it properly. Try your best. One hint, that if you're able to chant in here, take it as Krishna's mercy and hold tightly to that and chant in here and chant in here and chant in here. It's a gift from Krishna, that ability. So take advantage of it and take advantage of this situation, this rare situation when we have nothing to do other than to be together and to be with Krishna's holy names. Just try your best. If you're getting some mercy from Krishna, you are very lucky. Treat it with care and appreciation. And you all are doing so well. Thank you for chanting. Try your best. Thank you very much, you younger ones. And you're all chanting so nicely, so please keep trying your best. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare. You have freedom to try your best. Use it to take a step forward to Krishna. Okay, why don't we just pause for a moment. I wanted to hear, well, first I'll ask any of the devotees like to say how their chanting was? Because as the night falls, and sometimes trying our best includes taking rest a little bit. We get a little sleepy, but it's all right. It's all right. Just try your best in whatever situation you're in. And yeah. Anyone like to say how they did in their chanting just now since the last time we spoke? Yes, Prabhu.
The second time it was better than the first time. The second time I was able to concentrate or relate to the morning talk that Prabhupada gave, to call out for help. In the first one, I wasn't calling out for help, but in the second one I made sure that before I chanted, I took a sankalpa that I would remember to call out for help. So during the chanting, when I called out for help, it helped me.
Wait, you said during the chanting, when you called out to help, it helped you.
Yeah.
But who is the it?
Krishna.
Why is he an it?
No, it is a prayer.
But who is the prayer to? So is the prayer that helped you, or the person who you were calling out for help that helped you? Yeah. What did he look like?
Well, that was also, I felt that...
Please answer the questions. What did he look like? Because he called out, you called out to him for help, and he helped you. What did he look like?
Pictures that we see of Krishna.
What did he look like? Interesting question anyway, yes? Thank you.
I was only able to relate to him as a all-pervading person, and the personal feature of him was not very, it was not...
When you think of the personal feature of him, who do you think of?
The pictures that I see from...
What pictures do you see? Which one, who do you... Like, that's like my... What's your name again? Wow. Ravi, I got Ramachandra Das. What's the middle part?
Ravi Kula.
Yes, okay. Ravi Kula, Ramachandra Das. That's quite a name. Wonderful name. If I say that name, and if But I'm thinking of all the impersonal form of Ravi Kula Ramachandra Das. It's very different if I speak to you as a person. So who is the person that you understand as Krishna? What does he look like? I guess I want you to say like Ballava in the temple. Do you go to the temple? Have you seen Radha Ballava? Do you think he's beautiful? Maybe. Okay. Yes, very beautiful. If you ask him for help, or him and her for help, see what happens. See if they help you. If you put them in your mind, in a very humble way, that I'm not qualified to approach Radha Ballava, but yet you have allowed me to come into your temple so many times, tens of times, maybe hundreds of times, and now I'm standing before you, even if it's mentally, and asking for your help so that I can chant your holy names and serve you. The more personal it is, the more relationship is there, the better. Not that you have to artificially do that, but you just said something so wonderful I couldn't resist. You said that that it helped, but I knew that behind it was Radha Ballava. Do you think they've given you mercy in this life?
So much.
There you go. So why not ask them for help? So you can help them and serve them. They don't need any help, but it's in our great benefit if we can serve them with devotion. Now, if I say anyone else wants to say anything, everyone's going to be terrified to raise their hands. Who knows what's going to happen next? Yes, Prabhu.
When I chanting, first time
A little louder so I can hear clearly.
initially I was able to hear the mantra,
Yes.
but there was no taste. So still I was able to hear. I shifted my mood towards trying to feel some gratitude towards Krishna and how much all this mercy he has on me, being unqualified and helped me all along the way in different circumstances. Then I started to feel some emotion. That helped me in my chanting to relate more and taste a bit more. But just initially was thinking of concentrating on the mantra, there was no taste. So emotion came with gratitude.
The attitude of gratitude, as they say. But, no, thank you. Thank you. Anyone else like to say how their chanting was? Would you like to say how your chanting was? Would any of the young boys or girls like to say how their chanting was? Yes.
My chanting was really nice, and I felt really good.
Yes.
For the first time, I chanted properly, and yes.
Can you hear? For the first, it was very good, my chanting. Chanted properly.
And the first time I felt like I succeeded in my rounds.
First time you felt that you succeeded in your rounds. Do you chant every day usually? No. That's okay. But do you feel happy now? Oh, good. Thank you. And you heard one mantra? Yes. Did you want to say something, Paul? How was your chanting? A little bit louder, please. What happens if you live to be 3,560 billion years old? That's going to be a lot of rounds every day. How nice. And how old are you?
9.
So you chant 9 rounds every day? How nice. Anyone else? Any other Oh yeah, a lot of else's. Yes.
My chanting was very good. The first round I was playing around with my beads and I wasn't really concentrating on my chanting. I just wanted it to get done, and then the second round I actually focused.
Did you hear that? Sound familiar? Thank you. Could you come home with me? Yes. Chris.
This is like the best chanting I've ever done in my life.
Yeah. And how old are you now?
12.
12. Oh, nice. What's the difference? I mean, I didn't do any magic or anything like that. We're sitting together, and I'm encouraging and giving some. All I'm saying is that, what am I saying? I'm saying this is a special time because we have nothing else to do. But if we could just take that home and think when I'm chanting, I've nothing else to do for this 10 minutes or 20 minutes or half hour or whatever it is. Thank you, Krishna. Any of the young ladies? Yes.
I felt really blissful and motivated by chanting with all my friends.
By chanting?
With chanting with all my friends.
Yeah, with chanting with all your friends. How nice. Thank you. Yes. Did you want to also say? A little bit louder, please. When you're chanting, you play around and focus. Yeah.
Today I felt like I can.
Well, that's amazing, because I didn't make you focus. I just reminded you that you can't focus. And you can. And how old are you? And you can focus. And that's the amazing thing, is that you can actually do it. If you try and ask Krishna to help, and you know what you're doing and decide you're going to try your best, and this is a time for you to be with Krishna. Thank you. You are also fortunate. How was your chanting just now? Would you like to say?
My chanting was really nice, Prabhuji. And so first I tried to focus. Then as I got into the rounds, as I did my rounds, then it became easier to chant.
How nice. Could you hear that? Could you stand up? It was okay if you could repeat that. Stand up and just tell the devotees what you just said. I know there's a lot of them out there. Okay, you want a microphone? Or you want to tell me and I'll say it? Okay.
So my chanting was nice.
So my chanting was nice?
When I went...
It works.
When I went into the rounds.
When I went into the rounds.
So at the first part, when I was doing the first rounds, it was a little hard to concentrate, but then when I did the other rounds, it became easier.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, I wanted you to just listen to another little recording, listen and read another recording of Prabhupada said, not about exactly chanting, but about something else. And after but it's connected. And after you hear it, I'm going to ask you why you think I chose this. And what did you hear from this? What did you understand from this? Is the most important point. So please listen and read if you like. In 1973, Los Angeles.
Poor man. You have nothing to offer to Krishna, but you want to offer something. So Krishna says, all right, offer me a little fruit, little flower. So if you have no money to purchase, if you go to your friend, sir, I want to take little flower to offer to Krishna. At least if he is human being, he will never deny. Yes, take it. If he is a human being, you can collect this little flower and fruit anywhere, any part of the world. So Krishna worship is so easy, universal. Other worshipping method, you have to collect so many things. Then you can worship. Or you must have temple, you must have church, you must have worshipping place. But Krishna is everywhere. And you can collect this patram, pushpam from anywhere. You can worship Krishna anywhere. But you have to learn how to worship. What is that learning? Bhaktya. That is the name. Therefore Krishna says, patram pushpam phalam tuyam jomi bhaktya prajachati. This patram pushpam is not important thing. The important thing is bhakti. Devotion. That is what. Without bhakti, if you offer Krishna a very big plate, Krishna is not hungry to take your food. He will not accept it. He will not accept anything if you do not offer with your love, bhakta, love and serving spirit. My dear Krishna, you are so opulent, I have nothing to offer you because you have got everything. But I have tried to collect these things to my best power. So I am offering you, kindly take it. This is mantra. This is mantra. Don't require much mantra. That meekness, that humbleness. Krishna, I am most insignificant. I have nothing to give you. Neither you are very much hungry or you to take me. You have got many. Lakhi sahasra sata sambrama sevumanam. Krishna is served by the goddess of fortune, not one, many millions. Here we are praying to goddess of fortune. My dear goddess of fortune, kindly give me little fortune, I am very poor. That is our position. We are praying. But Krishna's position is the Lakshmi Sahasra Sata Sambrama Sevamanam. The goddess of fortune is praying. Krishna, just the gopis, they are all goddess of fortune. Krishna kindly take little service for me. This is the position. So why Krishna will come to you, take your food stuff? Because Krishna wants that you surrender. That is it. That is it. Therefore, we should serve Krishna, because without bhakti, many times Krishna has said, Bhaktyamam abhijana. simply through bhakti. You cannot understand Krishna by your so-called scholarship, scientific knowledge and speculation. These are all useless nonsense things. You cannot understand what is Krishna. Krishna clearly says, Bhaktya mam avijana. Bhaktya. Simply by devotional service, one can understand. Bhakti means serving, service. Sevanmukhi jivbhado sameva spurat. When you become in service attitude, just to serve Krishna with humble attitude, with devotion, then Krishna will reveal.
What did you think of that? Of Prabhupada's words. What did you think? Did you feel shy? Or did you feel... I know which one I felt. Yes, you were right about me. Prabhupada had many moods, not just one mood, but many moods. And Prabhupada wanted to make the point. I was going to ask you, wasn't I? Okay, why did I? What struck you in what Prabhupada said? Yeah. Yes.
He said that worshipping Krishna is very simple. Like anyone can do it anywhere, like offering the flower or the fruit, but at the end it's like the intention of how we offer it and what we need to do.
Thank you. Thank you. That you can offer, anyone, anywhere can offer Krishna, please Krishna, if the mood, the intention, the bhakti is there. Thank you. Anyone else like to say what struck them? Yes.
Prabhupada's own mood of humility and meekness as he was speaking about those two simple qualities.
So you, in Prabhupada's voice as he was speaking of those qualities, it sounded very humble and meek. And then he got very strong. Yes? Anyone else like to say? What struck them? Hagriva, were you able to concentrate? What did you hear Prabhupada say?
I like the...
But you have to, it has to be loudly, please.
I like the bit with like how Prabhupada was strongly saying about how like how they use the scientific theory, how they can't find who Krishna is.
Yeah, he said it was all nonsense even. How did you feel when he said that? That was a general question to everyone. When he said it was all nonsense, in what sense is it nonsense?
I'm trying to know Krishna, this is all nonsense.
Who said that? I can't. Yes, yes. It's insufficient. Your intelligence will never be able to find Krishna in that way. And Prabhupada is speaking from the point of view that the real purpose of life, that the only purpose of human life is to find Krishna. It's the full manifestation of the intelligence of the soul. The body limits or allows the intelligence to act according to the body. And human body allows the intelligence to find Krishna. And if we use that intelligence for so many other things, those things will not give us Krishna. Therefore, they are not giving us the real benefit of our life. Therefore, they are nonsense. That's filling out a little bit of what Prabhupada said. They are nonsense in that sense. Not that the machines don't work. But even if they do work, they don't fulfill the purpose of life to develop love for Krishna. Thank you. Anyone else like to say what struck them? I see a hand in the back row, and I think it is... Yes, it's Aniruddha Prabhu.
It's interesting that Prabhupada talked about love. mood of what love actually is.
Yes.
And so he's taking us for a stroll into the heart of the devotee, which is his heart.
Yes.
At the same time, and revealing, you know, that I have nothing really, and I'm offering everything to him, which is myself. And then at the end there's that point about savor, and how that mood of love is manifest in the service, in the mood of service to Krishna.
Devotional
Even though he
service.
hasn't got anything, he's still offering everything, which basically is himself.
Yeah, and thank you so much. And reflecting that back into Prabhupada's own mood. And we saw this with Prabhupada, that he was so surrendered. And we all know the story of how Prabhupada came. It's such a famous story and so amazing that he came with nothing, with just some books and 40 rupees or something like that, and then how, and Krishna, and he was 70 years old when he came, and he, as he said when he came off the Jaladuta, he didn't know one person in the United States where he had gone, and he did not know whether to turn left or right, he said. So it's quite an amazing story, and then see what happened as a result of this. And what is so amazing, and I think Aniruddha Prabhu was pointing to, is that Prabhupada was going there to serve the order of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, which was the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And as much as Krishna gave him, he served with that. And when he had nothing except a person's house to stay in that he didn't even know, he served with that. And then when Krishna gave him some young boys and girls at 26 Second Avenue, he served with that. And then when Krishna gave him hundreds of temples, he served with that. And Prabhupada just his mood was one of, okay, Krishna, here I am. And it was very humble, even though when he sat on the Melbourne Vyasasana, he was like a lion, and you wouldn't want to challenge him at all because it was very dangerous, and we even saw that. He was there as the Singha Guru, presenting Krishna's philosophy. So he was like that, but it was as a servant, always. And as much as Krishna gave him, he would serve with that. And there he was, 70, 75, 78, and he knew that Krishna wanted something amazing from him because Krishna kept giving him more and more and more. And when he gave him scientists, he went for the linchpin of contemporary so-called civilization, as he would say. And he attacked the atheism so strongly, saying that why are they saying we appreciate what they are giving, but why do they say there is no God? He attacked it from the scientific point of view, and as much as Krishna gave him, he would serve and surrender. And it wasn't that it was all easy. He made it look easy in one sense, but it was a struggle, a continuous struggle for Prabhupada. You know, the young boys would come very enthusiastic, Hari Hari Bol, and then they would leave very enthusiastic or unenthusiastic because they were young and they had their desires, and they Prabhupada even once said in Melbourne, and only Jagattarini Mataji, myself, and one other devotee, Tusta Krishna Maharaj, were in the room. He said, I wish I could train all my disciples personally, but what can I do? Because Krishna gave him a bigger mission to do than just deal with so many young individuals personally, and he would have certainly helped him, and you can't do it all. he said, what can I do? This is what... Hare Krishna. Was that your phone? No, okay. Just wondering. Do you have your own phone? Yeah, he was very... he's inspiring everyone to this very day by his service and surrender. But at the root of it all was compassion and also service. He wanted to serve. He wanted to serve. And therefore, Krishna, recognizing that mood, just gave him so much service. And he did it. But still he wished he could train all of his disciples personally. He said that. Did I get it correct? Yes. He said that. So we all grew up. We had Prabhupada's example, we had Prabhupada's instructions, but he wasn't able to train most of us individually. When he would give a class, I can't say most of the devotees, but I could say many devotees felt that he was talking to them personally, practically speaking, when he would give a class, even though hundreds of devotees may have been in the room. So he was that powerful. And we were also young. And most of us from a different culture at that time. And then time goes on, and time goes on, and time goes on, and trying to still, in our insignificant ways, trying to serve. And time goes on, and then gradually what Prabhupada's gift really was becomes more clear. He wanted us to learn to love Krishna. Chant Hare Krishna, serve Krishna. This is your natural position, to serve Krishna with great devotion. He wanted us to serve Krishna and get the mercy of serving Krishna, which would result in more powerful chanting, more concentrated chanting, so that we could serve the deities, Radhaballabha, with devotion, so we could practice serving Krishna. And then gradually we would come alive with love for Krishna, and then gradually become qualified to actually serve Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan. This is the gift of Prabhupada. This is the gift of the disciplic succession. This is the gift of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This was at the heart of it all. When one reads Chaitanya Charitamrita, or the Bhagavatam, or Bhagavad Gita, practically speaking, then one sees that it's all built into this love of Krishna, is built into the process of offer me a leaf, a flower. Anyone can do it, everyone can do it. But then Prabhupada adds, but it should be done with bhakti. And let our chanting one day be filled with bhakti, done for Krishna's pleasure, a calling out to him for his pleasure, for his service, and that and like a fish can't live without water, one day we will feel we can't live without love for Krishna. And then when we are serious and maybe even desperate on that level, and Krishna, then we'll be fitting receptacles for Krishna to bestow his full mercy on us. But it is a path, and sometimes we may think, but I'm chanting Hare Krishna and I've become a devotee. Why has this thing happened not according to my plans? And why has that thing happened? And that's not what I wanted. And why did this thing happen? And why did that happen? And I wanted something else. I wanted all my stocks my land values and everything to go up and all my enemies' land values to go down, and why is the opposite happening? Or something like that. My children, I wanted this, but the path is a little more subtle than that. It's in the beginning, naturally, it's Krishna. What can you do for me? But if we make advancement towards love, because love is, what can I do for you? And why? Is because you are my beloved. So to develop love for Krishna is the object. And Mahaprabhu taught us, Kalo doshana dhera janasti yako mahaguna kirtana deva Krishna sya mukta sangha parambhajit. That although Kali Yuga is full of faults, full of difficulties, full of disappointments, full of danger even. But there is one good thing about Kali Yuga, that the chanting of the holy names becomes prominent, and it is a suitable shelter. It is a suitable shelter for us. And in Kali Yuga, what people need more than anything else is shelter. It's a storm, it's a raging storm, in fact. So sometimes when life is going correct for us, according to our calculation, we don't see it as a raging storm. We see it as, well, it's pretty good or something like that. But actually, it's not good all over the world. You can be sure of that. So when things are a little bit easy for us, we should take advantage of those times to, okay, we have to pursue all the elements of our life, okay, but let them be going in the right direction. Pursue them in such a way that our lives are bringing us closer to Krishna, not in the opposite direction. At least we should do that. We have desires, okay, we have desires, so fulfill them in such a way that they bring us to Krishna, not take us the opposite way from Krishna. Stay in the association of devotees. Pray to Radhavallabha to help. And Gaunataya is so merciful. And if you're in a bad mood, just go in front of Jagannath Baladev and Subhadra, and it's not possible, practically speaking, to be depressed and miserable when you're looking at their smiling faces. And look at Srila Prabhupada, such a kind grandfather, practically speaking. Go to Prabhupada. He's so kind. He pushed us very, very, very hard. He pushed us very hard. Very, very, very hard many of the times. We were just kids, practically speaking. I mean, not as young as you, or you. But younger than most of you. And he was forever grateful. That I saw. He was very tolerant and forever grateful. And someone who gave something to him, and he was reflecting Krishna's quality, that if you give something to Krishna one time, Sakrideva Bapanas Tam, who will finish the verse? Sakrideva Bapanas Tam. Where's Gopavindesh Prabhu? Has he gone already? Tadam yetad vatam mama. That if you one time, Krishna in the form of Lord Ram said, and one time if you say to Krishna sincerely, you pray to Krishna sincerely, I am yours. From that moment on, I have heard that. And from that moment on, I will not forget. And I will award you fearlessness. You say that to Krishna sincerely, and he will accept it and accept you. So I saw that. That's why it's one of the reasons so important to study Shastra is because you learn the qualities of Krishna, and his qualities are so attractive. He's the one we've been looking for. He and Srimati Radharani, they're the ones we've been looking for. And Gaur and Nitai, Jagannath Baladev, they have such wonderful qualities. And when we hear about the qualities and the form and activities of Krishna, then we become attracted. And perhaps gradually, with some, or more quickly with others, then we can actually give ourselves. Surrender with devotion and develop love for this Supreme Person, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Oops. Sorry, I got carried away. So just take a moment. I'll just keep you for another few minutes before letting you go. Just let me tell you one other. At one point, I was when I first started doing a little bit of pujari work. I had read a letter that Prabhupada wrote. And the person had asked Prabhupada, the devotee had asked Prabhupada, what mantras should we use to put the deities to sleep? And I was looking for mantras, Sanskrit mantras. And Prabhupada's answer was, you go in front of them sincerely and say, my dear lords, please come and take rest now. And I read the letter, I was disappointed. Mantra, tantra. And then I thought Prabhupada is giving maybe a simpler answer for us Westerners. But then, later I understood he was giving the deepest answer. The deepest answer is, the essence is the devotion. My dear lords, now it's time for you to take rest. I've prepared this bed for you. Please take rest. So now everyone just close your eyes for a moment. Close your eyes. And think of your most beloved deities and bring your most beloved spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada into your mind, and you can offer obeisances. And go in front as a servant of your most beloved deities and offer something. This is the mantra, Prabhupada said, with humility, with devotion. This is the mantra. So offer something. Whether it's a leaf or flower or some jewels, a ruby necklace, whatever you'd like to offer, some fruit, some wonderful preparation. And then bow down and offer a prayer from the deepest part of you, and see their beautiful features in front of you, and offer it as a servant of a servant of a servant. And you could quickly tell them what's going on in your life. And from the deepest level, what you'd like to give them. sometimes I think of the best part of me from that point, from that level. Bring a nice flower garland, some wonderful fruits, whatever you like, everything you like. And it's private, just between you and your Lord, and you as a servant of the servant. And then when you're finished, you can take as long as you like. And when you're finished, let the Hare Krishna mantra go on in your mind and let it come out your mouth, and you can pay obeisances and then make your way out and go on some prasadam. Take your time, as long or as short as you like, and keep chanting, please, on this wonderfully auspicious day. And you should make sure you're back here by what time? Because we're going to enter into a wonderful realm this evening through Katha.
6:45.
That's in just a half hour from now. Okay. So better now go and come back soon. Hare Krishna, thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON ki jai. Gaur Bhaktivedanta ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.